Episode 5 of Study Group unfolds with an intense and action-packed start. Pai Hanui, accompanied by his loyal sidekick Minhyun, launches a brutal attack on Kang Dong-soo's gang. The gang had disappointed them in some way, and as a result, they are subjected to a severe beating. Pai Hanui appears to be on a mission, determined to prove himself as a formidable force. His actions strongly suggest that he is positioning himself to take over the family business, possibly following in his father's footsteps. With calculated aggression, he sets his plans in motion, ensuring that when the time comes, he will be ready to assume control. Meanwhile, the study group is still in Seoul, where they are engaging with the top performing students at Manil High School. Their primary goal is to interact with these bright students and perhaps gain some valuable insights into their academic excellence. However, an unfortunate mix-up occurs when Ji-woo unknowingly sends Ga-Min the wrong address via text message. Instead of heading to Manil High School, Ga-Min ends up at a different institution, Manik High School. At the same time, the students at Manil High School reveal an ongoing issue that troubles them deeply. They disclose that they are frequently bullied by students from the neighboring Manik High School. There is a growing concern among them regarding one of their classmates, Yoon Ga-Min, who has not yet arrived. Their fears soon prove to be valid, as Yoon Ga-Min is indeed in trouble. He is being physically assaulted by the notorious bullies of Manik High School. They subject him to a vicious beating, leaving him battered and helpless. Back at Manik High School, Ga-Min finally receives a call from Sehyeon and Ji-woo, who inform him of the mistake in the address. However, by the time he hears from them, the situation has already escalated. Ga-Min finds himself face to face with the bullies at Manik, and without hesitation, he takes them on in a fierce fight. Displaying incredible strength and combat skills, he single-handedly defeats the bullies, delivering a decisive victory. Once the bullies are left incapacitated, Ga-Min rescues Yoon Ga-Min from their clutches, ensuring his safety. Despite the rough start, the study group members finally settle down and begin their academic discussions. They engage in fruitful conversations, exchanging knowledge and ideas. As their session comes to an end, they bid each other farewell. Before parting ways, Yoon Ga-Min takes a moment to express his gratitude and remorse to Ga-Min. He acknowledges his past mistakes and regrets his actions from their previous school days. In the past, Yoon Ga-Min had been a successful student and had refused to allow Ga-Min into his study group. Reflecting on his previous behavior, he realizes that he was unfair to Ga-Min and now encourages him to keep striving for success. Ga-Min is deeply moved by Yoon Ga-Min's words, and his emotions get the best of him, bringing tears to his eyes. Meanwhile, Han-kyung has a crucial conversation with Woo Yeol, a teacher from Manil High School. She informs him of her decision to remain at Yusung Technical High School, stating that she has an important mission to accomplish there. Her determination and resolve hint at a bigger plan, something she is fully committed to achieving. The next day, the study group returns to Yusung Technical High School. Upon their arrival, they are met with an unpleasant surprise. The school principal assigns them an old, dirty, and run-down room to use as their club space. The condition of the room is disheartening, but Ga-Min refuses to let this discourage them. With his usual enthusiasm and determination, he inspires the group to take charge of the situation. Motivated by his energy, the group members roll up their sleeves and begin cleaning the room, transforming it into a more suitable study space. Just as they complete their efforts, another troublemaker, Ho-min, arrives. He attempts to provoke and belittle the study group, but fortunately, the students do not fall into his trap. They choose to ignore his taunts and remain focused on their goal. On the administrative side, Han-kyung takes bold action. She approaches the deputy principal and suggests convening a disciplinary committee meeting to discuss appropriate punishment for Pai Hanui. However, the deputy principal is reluctant to support her initiative. He dismisses the idea, claiming that taking such action would put his own life at risk. He then presents Han Gyong with a challenge: if she can raise the study group students' academic scores by at least 10 points, he will consider her request. Without hesitation, Han Gyong accepts the challenge, demonstrating her unwavering commitment to her students. Unbeknownst to them, Lee Jun happens to overhear their conversation and later shares this information with the rest of the group. Later, Han Gyong meets with the study group and reveals their current academic standings. It is no surprise that Ga-Min is ranked second last in the school, but instead of being discouraged, he remains determined to improve. The pressure to perform weighs heavily on the group, but just as they are processing this new challenge, Se-hyun receives a message that instantly changes his mood. Without much explanation, he rushes off, stating that he has a meeting to attend. It turns out that Se-hyun's father has ordered him to report to the construction site immediately after school. His father has always been against his studies, insisting that he should focus on manual labor instead. In a flashback, we see a young Se-hyun excitedly running home after performing well on an exam, eager to share the good news with his parents. However, upon reaching home, he finds his parents engaged in a heated argument while their neighbors eavesdrop. His father is furious about a loan his mother took, leading to severe financial distress. In the present, as Se-hyun heads toward the construction site, he encounters Hee-won. They engage in conversation, and Hee-won takes a moment to uplift Se-hyun, telling him how admirable he is. Their talk is interrupted when they cross paths with Ho-min and his group of bullies. As expected, the bullies waste no time and launch another attack on Se-hyun and Hee-won. Fortunately, Ga-Min arrives just in time to defend them. Despite Ga-Min's help, Se-hyun is overwhelmed with frustration. He hates feeling weak and unable to stand up for himself. Later that evening, Se-hyun returns home, only to be confronted by his furious father. This time, Se-hyun reaches his breaking point. After enduring another beating, he finally gathers the courage to stand up to his father and walk out. Outside, he is surprised to find Ga-Min waiting for him. Ga-Min offers Se-hyun a place to stay at his home, but Se-hyun declines. He expresses his deep frustration over always relying on others to fight his battles. He wants to win a fight on his own and prove to himself that he is strong. As Ga-Min takes a taxi home, he reflects on Se-hyun's words. However, just before reaching home, he changes his mind and calls Se-hyun when he notices Ho-min approaching him. Through the phone, Ga-Min coaches Se-hyun on how to dodge the punches and defend himself. Unfortunately, Ga-Min's phone dies mid-fight, leaving Se-hyun to handle the situation alone. To everyone's surprise, Se-hyun manages to land a powerful hit, knocking Ho-min unconscious. For the first time, Se-hyun experiences victory, proving to himself that he is stronger than he once believed.